G'day guys, about a month ago I posted a picture on my Snapchat of this, which is my supplement cupboard. Obviously there's a few things in here and people were sort of asking me what supplements I take every day, so I thought I'd make a quick video explaining, so hopefully some of you guys can get some value out of it as well. So we'll jump straight in. These are the main things that I'm playing around with at the moment. These are what are called adaptogenic herbs. So what are adaptogens? Adaptogens are herbs that can go into your body and do different things based around what your body needs. So if you think of your adrenals, your hormones like a car, you sort of have two types. If your car is an old shitty car, think about your grandma's old car from the 70s. If you're in a stressful situation, you sort of step on the gas, you try and make the stress hormones, but it takes a few seconds before the car can lurch forward and get into gear. For example, if you have a really nice car, like a sports car, you step on the gas and immediately your body makes the stress hormones that you need to deal with the stressful situation. That's what your adrenals are like if they're in shape. If they're not, it takes a while for you to make the stress hormones to deal with it, so you're stuck in this stress response for some minutes or hours. If your adrenals are functioning really well, then you're able to deal with the stressful situation really quickly and sort of become more resilient to stress overall. So how do you get this? You can take things like this. Withania complex is the biggest one that I recommend. It's called Ashwagandha. Maybe you've heard of this before. It's not ayahuasca, which is a psychedelic. It's Ashwagandha. What this does is this reduces the amount of cortisol in your body. Cortisol is the main stress hormone that you make in response to stressful situations. So even something as simple as being stuck in traffic, your cortisol is going to go up. Whereas if you're living in today, in 2018, you're covered with stress things bombarding you all the time. So if your cortisol is always elevated, you're constantly going to feel stressed, you're constantly going to feel anxious. So that's why Ashwagandha is really going to help you, because it's going to bring that cortisol down, allow you to calm down, feel less stressed and less anxious. This is Bacopa. This is another one. This is mostly for memory formation, recall, retention of new information. So if you're studying, try to retain a lot of new information, learn a lot of things, this can really help you as well. Studies have shown it can also help with age-related cognitive decline, Alzheimer's, things like that. Really useful. This is Rhodiola and Ginseng. These two work really well together to help reduce your fatigue. So if you're running around a lot, if you're really busy, and you're training as well, you're sort of really tired, you might have trouble getting out of bed in the morning, this can really help give that extra bit of energy and reduce that fatigue that's stopping you from doing the things that you really want to do. This is Andrographis. This is primarily for upper respiratory tract infections, things like common colds and flus. If you find you aren't bouncing back really well, it's taking you a few weeks, I've heard even months, people to get over a common cold, that's pretty unacceptable, I think. So things like Andrographis can work really well to help your body fight off those much faster. This is a product called Joint Defense. This contains glucosamine as well as boswellia, which is a herb that's been used for centuries in Ayurvedic medicine to help with arthritis, help with the joints. This is good to help you, give you that bit of extra protection if you're training a lot and putting a lot of stress on your joints. If you're wondering what brands of adaptogens I use, this is called Mediherb. I don't know if this will focus. We can give it a try once. No, maybe not. But yeah, Mediherb's really good. They have a really great reputation because their quality is really high. They've been around for a while. I've used them for a while and they're really good. This is the final one. It's called Bulgarian Tribulus complex. This is really helpful if you're any kind of athlete, especially for men. It's going to help your energy, your vitality, your virility, libido, and in my opinion, it helps your athletic performance as well. With all these adaptogens, it's not an immediate effect. You do have to take them for a few weeks to really start feeling the full effects until it builds up in your system. But once you do, the effects are quite profound and really powerful. I take these with every single meal and they're great. So next two, talk about some vitamins. Vitamin D3 is probably the most important vitamin. If you're going to take any vitamin, make sure it's D3. If you've never taken D3 before, there's about a 75% chance you're vitamin D deficient. Why is that a problem? Vitamin D affects the expression of over 1,000 genes in the body. So without vitamin D3, your body just isn't functioning as well as it could. So supplementing with D3 for a few months at a high dose can really help bring those levels back up and unlock the kind of energy, focus, concentration that you've never seen before. Vitamin K2 is a good one to take with D3 because they work synergistically. Vitamin K2 helps the calcium in your body go where it's supposed to go. This is found in fats, specifically grass-fed animal products. So what have we been hearing for the past sort of 50 years of dietary dogma has been fat is bad. So we've had a whole generation of fat phobes, our parents, their grandparents, and now they have deficient in this vitamin K2. So the calcium in their body doesn't know where to go, so it's building up in their spines, building up in their joints. So they've got things like arthritis, they're very stiff. You've probably seen this in your parents and grandparents. It is a vitamin K2 problem. This can be really a game changer for them if you want to get them onto it. This is Ultimate Omega, essentially a fish oil or omega-3 source. Omega-3 is great for a lot of things. It's great for brain function. The brain is made up mostly of fat. So this is really great if you have any kind of mood issues, depression, anxiety, brain fog is great. Quality matters a lot when it comes to fish oil. This is a brand called Nordic Naturals. It is a bit more on the expensive side. You might pay $50 a bottle for something like this, but it is highly worth it because it can reduce your inflammation, help your brain fog, even help you build more muscle as well. Next up we got polyphenols. Whenever your body produces energy, it produces these byproducts called free radicals. You've probably heard of these. These are things that float around your body and cause oxidative stress, inflammation. What polyphenols do, polyphenols are found in plants. They attach to those free radicals and so they help to neutralize the effects. Even if you're eating buckets of vegetables a day, it's really hard to get enough polyphenols to deal with the oxidative stress of just living today in 2018, especially if you eat processed foods, etc. So it's really great to supplement with them. This is a product called Bulletproof Polyphenomenal. They've distilled about 2,000 different kinds of polyphenols into this. This is really great, and I take it every day with every meal. So we'll go on to some amino acids next. This is called NAC, N-A-C. It stands for N-Acetly-L-Cysteine. This helps your body produce in the liver what's called glutathione. Glutathione is your body's master antioxidant. It helps reduce all the oxidative stress in your body. So this is especially useful if you're going out and drinking like we like to do here in Australia. So this helps your body produce that extra glutathione, process that alcohol, because not many people know that when you drink alcohol, it's actually processed and broken down into other compounds first before it's expelled. And those products are thousands of times more neurotoxic or toxic to the body than alcohol itself. So it's really important to take this NAC to give your body and give your liver that extra ability to process all those toxins. This is L-Glutamine. You'll mostly hear about L-Glutamine in relation to gut repair. A lot of us have gut problems without even knowing it. I thought my gut was in pretty good shape until I did what's called like a stool analysis, or I call it a poop test. So you basically got your poop. It tells you what all the bacterial colonies in your gut are doing, what your problems are. I found out I actually had a leaky gut problem, which is where your gut has tiny holes in it, which allow things to escape and enter directly into your bloodstream, which is really bad. So L-Glutamine was a big thing that helped me repair that problem. Taurine's great as well. This is another amino acid. These are about $20 a bottle. These are pretty cheap. It's a cell volumizer, the same way creatine is, so it helps shuttle things into your cells. This is actually a really great one to add to your pre-workouts. A lot of pre-workouts are missing taurine, and you can really give that extra boost in the gym as well. So we'll talk about minerals next. Minerals are things like magnesium, potassium, zinc, calcium. These are naturally present in the earth and in our bodies, but the reason we don't get enough and most people are deficient is because we've over-farmed all the soil. So continuously rotating crops much faster than we have in the past has resulted in this nutrient depletion. All the minerals will come out of the soil. So it's really important to be supplementing with extra minerals. Most everyone is magnesium deficient, at least. So if you're magnesium deficient, you'll feel stiffness in your muscles. This can manifest as sort of mood symptoms as well, like depression, stress, anxiety as well, can often be magnesium or magnesium deficiency. So I take a couple of different kinds. In the morning I'll take one called Magnesium Malate. This has a special affinity for muscles, helps support your muscles and energy production. I take that with the potassium. Potassium is really important to have present to absorb the most magnesium in the body. These also have a circadian rhythm, much like your sleep, so you'll have different levels of magnesium and potassium in your body based around what time of day it is. So I take this magnesium and potassium in the morning to really sort of give myself that extra boost and make sure my muscles and mind are working really well. That's really great. And then at night I will take a different form of magnesium. This is called Magnesium L3. So L-Threonate has a higher affinity for your spinal cord, your nervous system, really helps you relax and sort of wind down at the end of the day as well. Zinc's another mineral most people are deficient in. I didn't think I was until I got tested and found out my zinc levels were on the low end. That's not a good thing, especially if you're a man, because it affects your immune system, affects your mood, affects your energy. It's a very important substrate for the male sex hormones as well. So if you have like low sex drive, low energy, low mood, definitely get your zinc levels tested and look into supplementation, because this was a big game changer for me this year. A couple of different ones. This is the sort of the fun level. So we've got Hydrolat here as well. You've probably seen this. This is just minerals, just electrolytes. If you're sort of exercising, aka sweating, or you're just really dehydrated, like you've had a big night on the piss, what you can do is take this. This is going to help replenish all the minerals that you've lost through that sweat or through that dehydration. I can take 1 glass with this Hydrolat and feel just as hydrated as if I took 3 glasses of just regular water. This is a product called Fade Out from Redcon 1. This is a sleep supplement. It contains many different things, amino acids and herbs, just help you get to sleep. I've always had trouble sleeping my entire life, so if I've had a particularly stressful day, I need to wind down, this is something I'll take at the end of the day. This is called Hisho Wu, another adaptogen. It's very, very high in zinc. It's used in Chinese medicine a lot. I've actually stopped taking this based around some meta studies I've read around liver toxicity, so I'm waiting for some more research to come out before I think about reintroducing that one. These are what's called activated B vitamins or activated B complex. This is actually probably the most important supplement in this cupboard. If I could only pick one thing, it would be this. A lot of people I know suffer from things like low energy problems, brain fog, inability to concentrate, low mood, depression, anxiety, all that sort of thing. And people tend to write these off as almost like moral weaknesses. I'm depressed, therefore I'm not a good person, their self-esteem goes down, etc., etc. When in fact a lot of it, and it was in my case, it's just a B vitamin deficiency. So this is something I wish people had told me sort of 3 or 4 years ago. I could have saved myself a lot of time and stress and suffering. When you're taking B vitamins, you want to look for the activated or methylated form. When you take B vitamins in a vitamin or a whole food form, your body has to methylate those vitamins in order to put them into a form the body can use. So if you take pre-methylated or activated B vitamins, your body can absorb them all straight away and you get this massive energy. It's kind of like kickstarting the car again, which is really great. A couple last ones. Calcium D-glucarate is really powerful. How your body expels a lot of toxins, it'll bind them into these water-soluble molecules. And what those do is it basically allows your body to pass them or just piss them out. But what can happen a lot of the time is that those water bonds will break apart and the toxins are re-released back in the body, which obviously isn't a good thing. Calcium D-glucarate actually prevents that from happening. And you can take this in really high doses if you've been drinking, you've had alcohol poisoning, heavy metal exposure, etc. And it really helps your body detox this much faster. This is a really, really powerful supplement and one that I love. In the morning, I'll often take a little Himalayan pink salt. Himalayan pink salt has lots and lots of different minerals, lots of trace minerals as well that are often missing in our soils. It's really good for your adrenals as well in the morning. If you wake up always feeling really stressed, what you can do is have a glass of water, 1/4 teaspoon Himalayan pink salt. That's going to help your adrenals just get back into gear, set yourself really well up for the day. Last one is vitamin C. If you're stressed a lot, you're tearing through all your vitamin C. When you're working out and sweating as well, you're missing it. So this is a product I really love from Melrose. It's called Vitamin C plus bioflavonoids, orange flavored. So when people take vitamin C, they often don't know they're taking only ascorbic acid, which isn't really vitamin C. I won't bother going into why now, but they're taking these high amounts of ascorbic acid, and that's actually putting extra stress on their adrenals rather than taking the stress off. So you want to look for one that is compounded. This one has calcium ascorbate and sodium ascorbate as well, and that helps your body just absorb it that much more and takes that stress off the adrenals. That is pretty much everything I take in the day. If you guys like to know anything more or more in depth about this, I'm happy to make some more videos. Just leave it in the comments below. and I'll do my best to get back to you. Okay, thank you guys. Cheers.